Hi everybody and welcome to our latest bonus podcast where we are going to be talking about our latest trip to Manchester. Yes, we've been again, not even a week since we were here last. We've been back up the M6 again for a very, very special press day at Coronation Street, which we were very lucky to be invited to. And we've been looking forward to this for weeks. And finally, we've been there. We've been behind the scenes at Coronation Street and we have found out some really cool stuff, some of which we can't talk to you about today. Watch this space on that, but we can tell you all about the fun stuff that we've done and share a load of pictures with it as well. So Gemma is here as well. She's we're currently in our Airbnb. Hello, Gemma.
Hi.
Yeah. And we're just going to talk about what we've been up to. So this is an Airbnb that is close to one that we've stayed in before. It's up in Media City. The next block of flats along to the one that we stayed in a couple of years ago, with a brilliant view of Coronation Street Studios. We thought we're going to splash out. We're only here for a couple of days, and we got a very fancy apartment. And it was lucky that we were able to get up as well, because I had a couple of days owing me in lieu from my work. So as soon as work finished on Wednesday, Gemma picked me up the motorway, and and then we got here late last night.
Got here about 9 o'clock. We had booked the apartment that we stayed in before, but they swapped at the last minute. This one's actually better because...
Well, I thought that I don't know whether we did or not. I think the same company has a lot of apartments here.
This is higher. So last time, were we on the 6th floor or something? I don't remember. But we are on the 22nd floor of Hart, which is the closest building to the Coronation Street bridge that you walk across, the closest apartment building. Yeah. And so we have a little balcony and a French door that we can open and stare over at the set and just marvel at.
It's such a brilliant view. I mean, the higher up you get, obviously, the more of a view over the top that you can see. So
last time we couldn't see any of the other side of the street. We were a bit more parallel to it, and now we can see Prima Donna, we can see the Masonettes, we can see the factory entrance.
We can see kind of the top half of like Gail and Yasmin's house and a little bit more of the street. Still can't see Sally's beautiful door now, but it's brilliant.
Yeah, look out for a YouTube video where we talk about some of the secret things that you can only see from above.
Yes, hopefully we've already uploaded this by the time this comes out, but have a look out for it anyway. Yeah. So we're not going to talk too much about all that from here, because we know that you want to know all about what we've been getting up to today for our press day. It was so exciting. So we got up this morning and we did a little bit of filming from what was going on outside on the balcony. And before we went into the day, which was I think 12:30, wasn't it, that we were invited to get there?
The press day started at 12:30.
Yeah, so we had to say, what are we going to do this morning? And luckily we were contacted by Karen Renshaw, who's Charlie Renshaw's mum, who's a loyal listener of the podcast as well, because she wanted to meet up with Gemma.
Oh yeah, I'm like big.
You're quite the...
I'm
quite the celebrity spot, yeah.
Yeah, so she's absolutely fabulous because she's also a chaperone for some of the younger actors, and so
Charlie and Luca she works with, and some of the little kiddies, some of the quads that she's a chaperone
all different
for.
Age ranges,
yes.
and she is like everyone loves her. She's fantastic.
We'd met her at the Radio Times Soap Awards earlier this year. Some of you might remember, and we've been sort of in touch ever since. But
because Charlie's got a lot of work because of the bullying storyline, and so he's been absolutely wonderful. So we'd exchange messages, and we almost didn't get a chance because Gemma was in the shower when Karen said she was leaving, so she messaged us and said, "Oh, I'm going, and you come and see me now." So I went down and had a chat with her, and then you followed along afterwards, didn't you? And she was
very
lovely.
Happy to see you, Gemma.
She was really, really lovely. I was so happy to meet her. She was very complimentary about the podcast, which is always really nice.
Said she listens in the car.
Listens to it, enjoys it. So I hope that you enjoy this episode too. And thank you so much for meeting us. I was happy to meet you as well. I think I just missed you because Karen came to the
Radio Times.
And I don't think I saw her or knew who she was, but she talked to you.
Yeah, she spoke to me,
And Charlie came out with his award, which is really fabulous. I'm so happy for him, and she's just brilliant.
Yeah, that was a lovely way to start the day. We also
it really was.
Also around the back of the set while I was waiting for Karen, I think Adam Hussein came past again, who had only just seen last week, so I said hello to him, and we also met up with our lovely friend Georgia Taylor, who was busy filming today, but she managed to sneak out for 10 minutes or so to have a a lovely natter with us.
There's some stuff going on.
There's some stuff going on with our Toyah.
There's some stuff going down on the street. Always.
Yes.
So that was exciting.
We had a chat with her. That was lovely. And then we went round to the Coronation Street experience again.
Yes, Michael. What did you get there?
I bought a lovely Christmas jumper.
So this is on
This wasn't
sale.
available in the shop last week when we went there.
Yeah.
But let me just see if I can get it on camera. I might just flip back. Where do I get it?
Can
There
you
it
see?
is. Just about. It fills the screen and more. So I've got a lovely Christmas jumper.
ITV has added a few
Quality.
different...
For the YouTubers, of course. Sorry, if you're listening, you just have to imagine.
Yeah, sorry.
It's very busy,
it's
very
patterns,
Christmassy, just what I like.
It's got bricks, and it's got green and yellow, and it's got the street. It's got cats on it, which Michael loves.
Yes.
The front of it says Coronation Street. The back of it says Merry Corrimus.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how they came up with that one. It's got Vera's bricks. It's got the corner shop. It's got the Rovers. I love the fact that it's got different front and back to it. I think that's a really nice.
Is the first week of December too early to start wearing this? People let me know. I do like a good Christmas jumper. At my work, as soon as we hit the 1st of December, I'm usually there with the Christmas jumpers. I've got about 5 Nintendo-related Christmas jumpers. But this Coronation Street one is getting on my... This is getting on me.
And it's knitted. It's really
it is
nicely made.
It's nice. You can get it online at the ITV shop as well.
It's £45.
It's £45. Yeah, you can get it at the toy. You can get it at the ITV shop. It's brilliant. I can't.
Disclaimer:
can't wait.
we paid for this.
We did pay for this.
Yes.
Thank you, Patreons, for
thank you very much
providing
for
the funds for us to buy this lovely jumper.
So we were just about ready to go around and enter the press day, weren't we?
Yes. We headed round the corner to the front gates at Coronation Street where everyone was being let in. Just a little bit of background on this. We were told that there was going to be some content there for the press and also for influencers. So you might have seen some other Corrie accounts or other Instagram
and TikTokers
talking about what happened on the press day as well. We were in a bit of a quandary because we didn't know whether to go to the press thing or the content creator stuff, because we do a bit of both. We're going to straddle the middle, but luckily we got a chance to do a bit of both. So
yes,
I was very quite fortunate. Thank you, Alison Sinclair, for helping. Who's the marketing head of press at Coronation Street, who helped to organise that
wonderful
for us. Yeah,
and
very, very good.
Massive thanks to her so much for helping us do the maximum that we could have done during the day.
Yes,
so where was the luncheon held?
Why are you asking me?
I'm interviewing you. We went
in. We got in through the front gate, and then there were Corrie press people there, including Taz, who works at the Corrie marketing team as well. And we've messaged for a long time, but we never met. So that was lovely. And she took us to Chariot Square. Well, we went into the police station, which, as you know, you probably know is the bottom of Chariot Square. So the police station set that we see, the lobby, if you go up the stairs there, it's in Chariot Square. But the police station was full of other people. We got there, I thought we were just a bit before 12:30, but by the time we got there, it was already pretty rammed, wasn't it?
People got there before, so everyone was mingling, didn't really know anybody.
No, we didn't know too many people. We met Emma from the Coronation Street blog, which was lovely. And there was plates of sandwiches left out.
We had some swainwidges.
Some swainwidges, yes, at the police station.
I think this is probably when they finally find out who killed Joel. This will be how they celebrate, with a nice buffet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sandwiches, we had cakes, there was tea, there was Yorkshire tea. Yep.
I had some Twinings too.
Did you?
Yes.
I didn't know that was an option.
That was an option.
So that was really fun, and you could film anything. At this point, I don't think there was anything off limits, because they knew they were wrangling us in certain areas, and it was very interesting to meet some of the other people who were there, who were content creators. And I think Coronation Street has done a very canny thing with inviting people who aren't necessarily Corrie fan sites, and I know that it would be really cool if there could be an event for Corrie fan sites, but this was more trying to grow the audience for Coronation Street, which is clever. This is what you've got to do if you're in the press department. You invite people tangentially related. So there was a guy there who was reviewing pubs, and he had emailed them and asked them, can I review the Rovers? And they were like, not at the moment, but come to a press day. So he came along. There was a lady there who was a lifestyle influencer, and she'd gone round and she'd rated all of the interior sets to say whether she liked their decoration. So I was just really interested. So I talked.
Well, you were good. You did lots of networking, didn't you?
Well, it wasn't networking. I was just fascinated because I I love Corrie and I want everyone else to love Corrie, believe it or not. And so when I'm talking to everyone, I was just trying to pick up on the vibes. Like, are you enjoying yourself? What are you going to... And I was also fascinated, like, if you are not at all a Coronation Street fan account, what are you going to write about? What are you going to do? How are you going to turn this into content? Because I know how the Metro's going to do it. I know what the Sun's going to write. I know what the Coronation Street Updates blog is going to do. What are you going to do if you are... a pub review site? So he went around and he was drinking some beer from the pumps in the Rovers, doing a review. The lifestyle girl. There was another group of girls who were doing a TikTok trend that was chasing a suspect around, so that was really fun. There was a guy who was doing rants, getting all the actors to do rants about different topics, whatever they wanted to pick. So really a really clever way of engaging audiences that perhaps wouldn't necessarily think to watch Corrie.
It was a great way to spread the word.
So there were two groups, and so the influencers and we did a lot of that stuff, just filming around on the street, looking at what you can see, going all over the place, and then the press group.
But we were all together at the beginning, weren't we? When we were having our lunch, and we were welcomed by Alison Sinclair, and some of the other press people were there as well, many of which we hadn't met before, but we'd emailed and messaged. So that was lovely
really
to
nice.
meet all those people.
Yeah, because we've never been to a press event before.
No, we've never. This is our
Corrie.
first one. It was just really lucky that we could get the time off together to be able to do this week. So we were sitting there eating our sandwiches, and then we saw Claire Sweeney come through. It was like, because we knew that there were going to be cast members there. We'd been given a list of people who were likely to be there, but we didn't know when during the day we'd necessarily see them. And Claire Sweeney just came in and had a mingle, and I think she might have made a cup of tea, and she was talking to some of the other influencers there, and I was like, I need to meet Claire. And she was, I grabbed her just as she was going off the stairs. I was like, Claire, and said who I was. So that was lovely. We had a very mini chat, but she had to go upstairs to get herself ready. So it wasn't too long. I don't even think I got a picture of me and Claire, unfortunately. Next time, eh?
She plays Cassie.
She plays Cassie,
Yes.
of course, yes. And who else? Because when I was over there, you said that a few other people came through. Sydney Martin came through, didn't she?
Yeah,
Who
we
plays
didn't get to speak to
Didn't speak to her
Betsy.
at all today, actually.
No.
No, you're right.
Because it was a bit of a whirlwind, and people were all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, you said that Julia Goulden came through at that point
Julia
as well,
did,
didn't you?
yeah.
Who plays Shona. So we were just kind of waiting around for a little bit.
Eating sandwiches.
Eating a nice chocolate brownie. It was pretty nice. And then finally we were told, you can come up to Chariot Square. It's ready now. Oh, the other person who came through during that time was Sue Devaney as well. And my gosh, she was Debbie'd up to the max, wasn't she? Bright orange suit, the hair. Yeah. She was fantastic.
The earrings,
exactly. So
the swagger.
So it was brilliant because we went up the stairs to Chariot Square, and Sue was there in character as Debbie Webster, welcoming us to the hotel. It was such a fun thing to do. I think she's up for anything, Sue Devaney.
She is absolutely wonderful. I love her so much, and she's so effortlessly Debbie. When she needs to be. So we gave, because we've met her before. We went to go see her.
It was a one-woman show.
Yeah.
About just over a year ago.
Yeah.
So we went up there and she recognised us, and we got a cuddle with her.
And I said, sorry, I smell like cheese.
You did tell her, watch
And
out,
she
you smell
said,
like cheese from your cheesy sandwiches.
I couldn't smell it, but now I'm just thinking about it.
So the Chariot Square set obviously has just been done up recently, and it was great for us to be able to get an idea of how it looks now, because we'd visited the old set before, but since the redecoration that it's had a couple of months ago, I still needed to get my head round how it looked.
Yes.
So you kind of go in there, and the desk is there on your left.
Yeah, the reception desk.
The reception desk, and then on the far wall, sort of opposite the stairs, you got the bar. Because I think before the bar was on the left, wasn't it, when you go up? But it was right opposite you there, and then there's this tree in the middle of it with, what was the story that we were being told about the tree? Julia Goulden we talked to for give me a good 10-15 minutes.
Shona. She told us that when they put this tree in, and I really think, and I don't know, I haven't spoken to anybody who's designed this set, I really think it was based on the Midland Hotel, because the Midland Hotel has got like olive trees in the atrium, like in the bar area, and it's not got the same kind of colour scheme. It's a different sort of colour scheme, but this tree being in the middle of the bar looks very much like that.
Yeah. And
we know that the Coronation Street's got a bit of history with the Midland, so that's really cool if that's where that's come from. But also, I don't think they invented the idea of having a big tree.
No, but that was quite a nice centerpiece, wasn't it? And then you had like some banks of seats around this tree.
So
Julia, like a lift to one side as well.
Yeah, Julia told us that when they put this tree in, they were like, we can't get that boom in, and the they can't film that. It was very restrictive because the branches are just going everywhere. So she showed us like they've chopped part of it off so they can remove it to go and film. So hopefully you're seeing footage now of this chopped tree branch.
We'll keep an eye out for it when it's on screen on Coronation Street.
So that's really cool. And the stained glass window effects, and I think this is like a very, very trendy.
It looked lovely.
Very Mancunian looking, like, because there's so many places in Manchester that are just proper cool and trendy. Yeah. And before, Chariot Square Hotel was nice, but it did have the vibe of like a wedding venue from 2005.
Yeah,
and
it was good that they were able to update it.
It's really updated. It definitely looks like the sort of place that you'd have a cocktail, which we didn't get to have, which is really sad.
It was such a shame because they had some Coronation Street themed cocktails at the bar for us that were being made, but we were too busy. We chatted with Julia for a while, we would chat with Ali Sinclair for a bit. Who else did we talk to there? We talked to Callum Lill, I think, there for a little bit. And a few of the other Corrie Press people. Luca Toulon was there, which was lovely because obviously I'd seen him last week when he was going into the Corrie studios driving in, but we didn't chat then. And I messaged him in between then and this week and to say, sorry, I didn't come over. But he came over to us and we had a little chat. That was just towards the end because we got called away to our next thing. But it was great that I was at last able to chat with him. But we tried to go eventually to get these cocktails. Did you take a picture of the cocktail menu?
I don't have it on my phone.
I've got it on my phone and we're using my phone to record it.
So they had like a selection of Coronation Street themed
Coropolitan and something like that.
And we'll put that on the screen for you. And some of them were non-alcoholic, so Michael could have had one. But
I was ready. We were right there. We got to the bar. And then it was announced, right, everybody who's coming along to the press conferences, members of the press, come along this way. And we'd been told, and we didn't know this before we went today, because we decided we were going to do just the content creator stuff. But we were told, look, you can come along and talk to, or listen to Kate Brooks, the new producer, and then you can go back and join the influencers. And this is brilliant, because, you know, we don't like too many spoilers, but I really wanted to hear Kate speaking about Coronation Street because she's been, there hasn't been a lot of press with Kate since she took on the role earlier this year, and I was desperate to know, what's her vision for the show, what does she, what makes Corrie tick for her. Yeah, so we said absolutely we'll go along and see her. So we said hello to a few people. Samia Gardi was there, also Samia Longchambon, as she is now, was there. Shanique Sterling-Brown was sitting there. Sydney had got up by that point. We heard that Tina O'Brien and Jack P. Shepherd were going to come up, but I think they came up after we left.
I did see Tina O'Brien very briefly in the props department.
I saw her really, really briefly in the props department, and I didn't say hello because I thought we'd see her again later. We've still never met Tina O'Brien, and I think she's such a cracking actress. One day our paths will properly cross.
Well, she doesn't age, so we've got as long as we've got alive.
And Jack P. Shepherd we had a very brief hello to later on as well, so it was cool. But yeah, we stayed in, how long we were in the Chariot Square for in total? For about 45 minutes to an hour maybe at the police station. It was plenty of time to mingle and talk to some of the other content creators there. Duncan Lindsay was there from the Metro, so we had a brief talk to him later.
Got to have a cup of tea out of an ITV mug, which we wanted to steal, but we were very good.
We were tempted, but we can't steal from a police station because you're just asking for trouble.
Exactly,
there,
we don't want Swain to interrogate us and break immediately.
No. So we were then told that time for the first of the interviews, and that was Kate Brooks.
At the moment, we can't say anything.
No, we can't.
It's all a secret. We've got embargoes. We're very sensible. You're not going to get anything out of us. But I am very, very pleased. I am very excited. Stay tuned for more on that.
Yeah.
Michael did get a photo with Kate.
Yes, we went onto the street later and I got a photo of Kate outside the Rovers, so that's pretty cool. We've never met an in situ Coronation Street producer before. We've met Kate Oates before at the one of the awards shows,
but
we'd never. Yeah, so it was really nice for us to be able to have a little chat with her as well later about. Who we are and things like that. But she was really, really lovely.
She knows who we are.
She knows who we are, and I made sure she knows that we both have our birthdays on the same day, which I don't know whether that came across as a bit stalkery.
It was a bit weird, because you told her, you were like, you were born the year before me.
Yes. Yeah. You are exactly 1 year older than me, Kate Brooks, which means maybe this time next year I'll be Coronation Street producer. I don't know if that's how it works. Maybe we can share
give her
it
a longer.
Let's give her a little while to
I am very happy.
She was really, really lovely.
She was really nice.
Yeah.
Won't say any more. You're not going to get it out of us.
Anymore, no.
But maybe you'll find something out later.
Maybe you will. So after that, we were down on the street and we headed up to the prop store next. And if you've been a fan of the podcast for a while, you'll know that the prop store we love it.
Aladdin's Cave.
Yeah, it is. So it's, if you imagine going down Rosamond Street with the medical centre on your left, you've got the viaduct to nowhere that you can go underneath. You kind of go round the back there, then there's a building, big warehouse just behind where the medical centre is, and that houses the prop store, which is this Aladdin's Cave of all things Coronation Street collected together from over the years. You go in and it's just brilliant. The first thing that you see when you come up on the left is like a cabinet of murder weapons. You know, we love a good murder here on Conversation Street. A Corrie murder, of course.
Oh yeah.
And you get all the kind of the foam props. Like there was a big block of wood with nails sticking out of it. I got a squeeze of it and it was soft. And
yeah,
there were crowbars. There was the knife that Anna used to stab Phelan with. That was a brilliant one. I'm so glad I got to see that. Yeah, R.I.P. Pat.
So the funny thing about this is that that's clearly set up for like visitors, because it's like a display case and it's got labels.
Yeah.
And it'll say, you know, this is the knife that, you know, Anna used, etc. But once you get into the prop store, it's like a working space.
Yeah,
so,
some of the guys from the props department were there chatting to some of the people that were getting a tour around.
My favourite bit about it, because we've been to the prop store a couple of times now, but my favourite bit was the fact that some of the actors in the show this was the first time they've ever seen the prop store. Yeah,
so while we were up doing in the press conference for a bit of it, the actors, they were unleashed. There was Dan Brocklebank was there, Shanique, Callum. This is where we saw Tina O'Brien. They were going around with the influencers, just having a look. And yeah, it was the first time that some of them had seen it. Sue Devaney, she said, I didn't even know that we had this. I think Dan Brocklebank, he was there filming bits of it himself.
Yeah.
Going, this is amazing.
Yeah, because it really is just, it looks like the back of a charity shop or something. So you'll have here, like when we were with Callum Lill, who played Joel, he was like, oh, that's my sideboard.
Yeah, we were just wandering along and he was like, hang on a minute, that's from my flat. And then we had a look at it.
And so there'll be like there's like, here are all the tables, here are all the mirrors, this is like ketchups and sweets. And
there's a bit on your right when you first go in there that's photos, all the framed photos that you see on the show, you know, like the Deirdre one on Ken's dresser going, and various other ones like that. And there's a bit with all the glasses and bottles, and this is where you got to see some of the fake glass, the plastic floppy glass that they use if something's been smashed. And it looks so realistic. It's really clever what these prop guys were able to put together. And later on, when you were separated from me, you did a little video, didn't you? Which hopefully, if you're on the YouTube, we can show at the same time. Do you want to say a little bit about this with Callum and Shanique?
Yeah. So the props. One of the things the props masters like to do is show everybody the sugar glass, which is the glass that you can break that is not harmful at all. And so I think we also, one time when we went, I think with Conor McIntyre,
I think Conor showed us.
Phelan, is that like the safety glass, you know, if you're having a car crash or something, it's kind of like jelly, and they scatter it everywhere, so it looks like safety glass. But this was like, so Shanique had a glass bottle, and she was like, oh, I want to smash it on your head to Callum, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. And so then they had to set up an idea, and I was actually the director.
Were you?
Yeah, I was. Because they're going, how should we do it? And I said, okay, right. So Callum, if you go and stand over there and you walk past, and Shanique can jump out and hit you on the head with this bottle. And Shanique was just loving it so much, she couldn't stop laughing. She was standing there like with her hands over her mouth.
I wish I'd seen all of this.
And so Callum comes along and he's like, oh, it's really great to be back at Coronation Street. And then she jumps out and hits him on the head. And she's like going, oh, how shall I do it? I don't know how hard I need to hit you. And she like blonked him on the head with this bottle, and it smashed, and he fell to the ground. And she was like, oh my God. It was so much fun watching them.
That was a load of fun. How long were we in there? About 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes? We had another little chat with Sue, and we were talking to her about the one woman show that she did last year. She approached us with it, so she remembered that we went to see her last year, which was great. And she was telling us more bits about
more information.
More information about that. I don't know whether we're allowed
and we showed her on the outside bit where you can stand and look over the street. So that was really
you did.
And they've got some great tomato plants there. What is the secret? Last time we were there, they were also growing tomatoes very successfully. Good job.
Yeah, there's a couple of doors out from the props department that lead you out into the street. There's one that's like got a little viewing window, and that's where I think I posed with a picture with Sue. Another 2nd of July birthday, by the way. That's three of us.
Yeah.
We should have had all three of us in a picture together. The 2nd of July.
A joint birthday party.
And then there's another one which takes you along top of the viaduct that's next to the Rovers, the viaduct to nowhere. So you go out there and you can see all over the street. It was brilliant, and it was really lovely to see some of the cast and the other YouTubers and TikTokers there. Having a look at this for the first time. So, did we do anything else? This is where we were separated, weren't we?
Yeah. So you had gone off.
Yeah, we were told we need to
Rolls.
go now, and you stayed and did this.
Well, I was showing
smashing thing
because Callum hadn't looked at the prop store, and I was like, "Oh, come here, I'll show you something." So I showed him all the character boxes, and that's when Shanique came over.
Oh yeah, this was something that was different from before. So they had last time we were there, and this is 5 years ago maybe, like shelves and with little nooks that had various character props in, like we saw a Summers robot, and we saw mugs from Ken that Deirdre had made, but that was all gone now.
Most of the props department is generic stuff, like do you want a wine glass? Here's 5 options. Do you want a mirror? Here's 100. And so, but some of the props are obviously very linked to specific characters, and so all of those props get stored together. It's not the same as wardrobe; that's different. These are props that might be related, like a diary or some, some kind of something like a briefcase.
Now they've got big cardboard boxes with a camera with the character's photo and name written on the side.
I don't think they've got the photos. I think it's just
some of them had photos, and they're all there in alphabetical order according to surname, I think. One thing I found interesting was that Jenny was down as Jenny Bradley rather than Jenny Connor, so I don't know whether she's going to be going back to Bradley soon, or whether it's just a case of we all know her as Jenny Bradley, don't we? Not going to change what she was. So that was really cool. Anyway, so I was separated off, and we went kind of down the stairs. I followed another group, and they took us into some of the studios. So we were allowed to have free reign of Roy's Rolls and Carla's flat, which are actually opposite each other. And we'd visited both of these before, but it was cool to see them again, especially because they were dressed up for Christmas. Roy's Rolls had a few Christmassy bits in, I think. Took a few photos, found a Weatherfield Gazette there, which was actually had a Manchester Evening News inside. Found a Chit Chat magazine, which had Heat inside, I think. So we got a few pictures there. I had another go at walking with mugs. And if you remember the last time I went up to the Coronation Street experience, I had a practice of walking with mugs, didn't do so well. I haven't actually seen the footage of this, Gemma. Did I do
not great?
Still not a great job of walking.
So in the studio,
can't be an actor, sad.
Carla's flat is opposite Roy's Rolls, which is quite fun. And so we still had Daniel Brocklebank was there, and
he was getting interviewed with Shanique by Belinda Scandal, who's who's one of the presenters of Your Manchester, along with Mark Llewellyn. So that was quite cool that we did really actually speak to them.
Sue was there too. Yes, and I showed them. So the camera operators, whenever there's a bit of a saucy script, something that could be a double entendre or something. They will cut bits of the script out and put it on. I don't even know what it is, like part of the equipment, so they can read it and have a laugh. And so I showed them both Dan and Sue, and there was actually a line from Billy there that he thought was quite funny, which was I know it won't be easy the first time. Are you sure you don't want me to come? And also there was a line from Sally.
The smut.
You need to get hold of some fat balls.
Yes.
So it was really funny. They had a laugh reading that, so that was great. So we spent quite a lot of time actually in these two sets, and we got to explore a bit more. I think we actually saw Carla's flat the day it first appeared.
No, I think it was before. We saw that.
Because Ali took us.
A month or so before it appeared on screen. But that was cool. When we saw it before, it was all cordoned off.
Yeah,
but we had a chance to have a look inside the set, so we could see what Carla has in her fridge.
In her
there
cupboards.
Were some plastic tomatoes, strawberries that are in there. In the freezer, there were some Freshco's pizzas and various things in there. Yeah, the cupboards, under the sink. We looked everywhere. It was quite cool. But a lot of the sets do have things in the cupboards because they don't need to. Like, you can't see them on the show, but it helped made it feel a little bit more realistic for us, and maybe it does to the actors on the scenes. I don't know. We also went through the door, didn't we, into the little welcoming vestibule that we saw an awful lot of last year when Daisy and Ryan were having their secret meetings. Was it secret? I don't know. I had a little bit of an explore as well, and I found the Underworld set that was just round the corner as well. So I had a little look. I found Dirk's locker, which I sent a picture of to Adam Blees, and he was very pleased. But I didn't stay there too long. We returned back. Where did we go next after that? Was it after that it took us through to
went back
the Rovers?
we went back to the street, and then we ended up at the Rovers set so that we could do the quiz.
Yeah, so this was in one of the other studio buildings. So we were out and then in again. Well, we had a little stop at the Victoria Lodge, didn't we? Which was... had
a wee.
Yeah, had a wee. I didn't have a wee. I should have had a wee in Coronation Street, but I didn't. We stood around there. This is where I got a photo with Shanique Sterling Brown. And then we went into the Rovers set, which was all ready for the quiz. We were one of the first lot there, so we had a chance to have a good old explore of the Rovers. That was all decorated up for Christmas. Sally Ann Matthews was saying later that although they have finished filming Christmas a few weeks ago, they had to do a few pickups, so they had to decorate the whole set again. Yeah.
I thought they did it for the press day.
No, apparently not. So it was they had a few more Christmas scenes to film there. So
so it's really cool because nice. We actually saw Sally Ann Matthews earlier in the day.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. When we were walking through Media City with Karen Renshaw, we were walking and then Sal just appeared in front of us and I was like I pointed, it's like, it's Sal. She was talking to someone on the phone at the time.
And she said, I'm going to see you later. And we were like,
yeah, she said, I'm going to see you later. I was like, that's interesting, because we hadn't been told that she was going to be there. And then we kind of were saying, I wonder if Sal's going to be doing the quiz. We told that there was a pub quiz that was going on with prizes. And we thought, it must be her. So that was brilliant. While we were waiting, we had a good explore, went round the back, saw in Jenny's back lounge, had a little look up the stairs as well, which I don't think we'd seen before.
I hadn't seen that.
Hadn't had a look at there. We had an explore. We had a look in the fridges. We found a bottle of Pomme Delight. And if you're a Corrie watcher and you've been watching it for 40 years or so, you might remember that Pomme Delight was the cider that Jenny and Steph Barnes and a few of the others were promo girls for back in the day. And they now have, and I mean, it was out of the show for years, but apparently when Coronation Street had the sponsorship with Heineken, they had to get rid of any other branded drinks in the Rovers fridges. So all of the drinks in there are fake brands, but they had the idea of bringing back the classic Pomme Delight cider. So I made sure that I got a picture of me holding that. I also had a little look because I saw that there were signs for the police station set. It was literally right opposite the Rovers was the police station, this brand new set that we've seen on screen, only in the past month or so. So I did have a little look, peek my head round there as well, sat in Swain's chair. I couldn't resist the opportunity to sit.
Did you see any clues?
I didn't see any clues. It was very busy. I need to explore my footage. I saw that they had like the map on the wall of Salford, and I had a little look in there. It was like, the clues pointing to this, that, and the other. It's really nice set.
So at the moment in Coronation Street they're filming like February, and so I wonder if Swain has a case.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know.
I wonder if Kit's going to be around. Don't know if he's going to turn out to be an evil, wronging murderer.
Yeah, who knows?
Is he still on the force? We know that Tinks is still there.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out very soon about what's going on with that. We by the time I got back, more people had arrived and we were kind of getting ready to go in this quiz team. Now, we'd been told... Ali Sinclair had made reference earlier during the day when we were sitting in the press conference room that the quiz was going to happen, and she said, what was it she said? She's like, I don't know how no one's going to win against Conversation Street.
Like,
we're going to have to split up Michael and Gemma from Conversation Street.
So that's right. I was panicking.
There was quite a lot of pressure on us because, Ali knows that we know our stuff.
We knew that there was going to be a press day and a festive quiz. And so this is why a couple of weeks ago, you will recall if you listen to the podcast, I actually did a disclaimer and I said, I don't know anything. I'm not good at quizzes.
Gemma's not very good at remembering.
I stand by that.
Yeah.
I don't absorb any information. This is why you can tell me spoilers and I won't remember what you said.
We didn't get too many answers from you, but I'm sure that if you'd had a little bit of time and I hadn't jumped in there first, I'm sure you would have thought so.
I knew, me and Shanique both were very sure that Rita's favourite tipple was vodka tonic, not gin and tonic. I knew that. Let's
wait until we get to the quiz. So
I don't have any information about.
We were told that we needed to get into teams, right. and that there would be a cast member on each team. So this is quite exciting, and we were also when we got to the pub. Sally Ann Matthews was there. She was all jennied up and ready to ask the questions, and she came over to us and says, "Colson wants to be on your team. He wants to be on the winning team."
Yeah.
And so we thought, okay, that's great. We'd love to be on the team with Colson. So we sat down with some of the other influencers that we found there, and Then Shanique came and sat with us as well.
She's like,
she said, I'll be with you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, people are fighting to be on our team, which is quite fun. And then Coulson came along and he stayed on the team anyway. So we actually had
can we have
two cast members on our team, and that seemed to go okay. So it was me and you, and it was Coulson and Shanique, so we had, and some of the... I can't remember the names.
Three other influencers who were not like hot on Corrie. So I think it was fair. Yeah. I think it was fair. It feels like there were a lot of people on our team. Yeah,
on our team, us four were the only four that could really answer any of the questions about Coronation Street.
But they were, all the other people on our team, all really fun. Yeah. Really fun.
They were lovely.
People,
really, really nice.
Making jokes like, I don't know what's going on.
They had mince pies, they had mulled wine, they had some cans of soft drink as well. Yeah.
And so this is where the guy who was doing the pub reviews was doing his stuff. Because he was waiting for that all day. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
I will try to put some of their accounts on screen.
Yes.
Because they were all really fun, and whatever you want to say about who should have gone and Corrie influencers, but these guys, they're going to go away. They had a good time. If they tell everybody I love Corrie and it gets 1,000 more people watching and 1,000 more people from that account, and these guys had hundreds of thousands of followers.
Few more
hundreds of thousands of followers who might go, oh, you know what? I'll give it a watch.
Yeah.
That's what Coronation Street, this is part of the press day. Part of it obviously was the traditional press being told, because I don't think we mentioned, but after we sat in for some of it and then we scurried away, but there were actors that came, did all the extra stuff. There was loads more stuff, really in detail things, spoilers that we wouldn't want to know anyway. What we did here was very vague but exciting, and so I think it was a brilliant idea. Well done, Corrie Press team, for inviting lots of different people, trying to expand. Because at the end of the day, let's just remember, we all want Corrie, we love Corrie, we want more Corrie. We're not going to carry on if we don't recruit new viewers. We want more people watching the show. We need the numbers to go up. And if a bunch of people had a good time and they're going to go home and say to... honestly, the amount of people that were there and the numbers that they had, this millions of people are going to be going, actually, maybe sounds like a laugh. Yeah. So I think it was a good idea. And hopefully maybe Coronation Street might do press events more focused on proper fan accounts. I don't know, but I just think it was a nice touch. But it was quite funny because a lot of the people were like, I don't know. And there was definitely a couple of people who were in the Chariot Square set going, who's that? Are they in the show?
Like, who's that in town? Yeah, so
it was very fun. I mean, because look, I come from a press background, but also I've seen PR stuff, so this is just how that's the game it's played.
Who were the other cast members that were on teams? I think Dan Brocklebank was on a team.
Julia Goulding
was right next to us.
Rival.
When Julia knows her stuff. We've seen her on the big quiz with Corrie versus Emmerdale. She is a massive, massive Corrie fountain of knowledge. So we kind of almost wanted her on our team as well. But she was next to us, and we exchanged death glares as it went on, didn't we?
Yeah, we were. Yeah,
this was serious stuff.
We had Callum Lill plays Joel. He was a contender.
He was. His team were doing pretty good. I think that
Sydney
Martin was on a team who plays Betsy. I think that Tina and Jack had gone by this point.
I don't know if they were there.
I can't remember.
We were in
a corner. We were by the door.
We were by Betty's photo.
We were by Betty's photo and the other photos. We didn't have a brilliant view, but we could see the bar. And again, we like as it started, I think Sal and Alison were both saying, "Oh, we got Conversation Street locked down here. I don't know if you're going to stand a chance." And we're like, the pressure.
We were being bigged up left, right, and centre, and I did not deserve it at all. And also
I was going to say we had to have a team name.
Yeah.
We struggled to come up with a team name.
It wasn't as good as everyone else's.
Everyone had some brilliant team names, like Roy's Tea and Sympathy Quiche.
No, it was Roy's Emotional Support Quiche.
Oh yeah, that was it.
That was the funniest, but there was
Vickers Knickers, which I guess was Dan's team.
I don't remember.
We ended up we tried to combine Coulson's podcast On the Sofa with ours with this rants. I can't remember the name of the account. I'm very sorry. We will get it on the episode. So we ended up being called conversation sofa rants or something
It
like
wasn't
that.
our best.
It wasn't the.
If they were giving out a score for the best team name, we would have come
that
last.
had been a tiebreaker. But they had questions on births, on deaths. There was a Rovers round. There was what else? Oh, a pets round.
There was a. Do you know whose eyes these are?
Oh yeah, there was a picture round where they had some of the current cast members and just their eyes, and we had to have a look. And there were a few there that were a bit tricky. There were some like very obvious ones, but yeah, like Liam McShane's eyes were on there. And at first we thought, is that Paddy Beaver? And then I was like, no, I think that's Liam McShane, and it was, luckily, because really every point counted on this.
Really did.
It was there were some really easy questions, and there were some tricky ones. Like there was. I'm trying to remember. There was like we dropped 1 point. We will tell you,
and we can't tell you why, because it's a spoiler.
Yes.
Because our teammates knew something that was not on screen, and so the answer might be different. So we're not even going to tell you
what the question
I won't say
was.
any more than that. But that was quite funny. That's the reason we dropped the point.
Yeah, but there was one later about Rita's favourite drink, and I couldn't remember whether it was G&T or vodka and tonic, and it was vodka and tonic. Luckily, we said that.
Yeah, me and Shanique knew. Yeah. And there was like, where did Gemma give birth, and who gave birth during the tram crash?
There was one question I was really not sure about, which was what year was David Platt born, and I was like, I think it's 1990. And some of the others were saying, no, it's later than that. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's 90.
Colson was like, 1999?
Yeah,
you're like, I didn't say that. They were still...
we had really great camaraderie on our team, didn't we?
Can I just say lovely. How lovely Julia, Sal, Shanique and Colson.
Everyone was brilliant.
I think they did such a good job being ambassadors for Coronation Street, and that's kind of a bit of what I was trying to do when I was talking to some of the influencers, like trying to feel them out, like, oh, are you having a good time? Do you do you want to know anything? And I think everyone had a really good time. I think it was great.
Yeah, so halfway through we did a scores so far, and at that point were we one ahead? No, we were tied, weren't we? With Callum's team, because they were down 1 point and we were down 1 point, so it was like, oh my gosh, we need to win there. So we went into the second round. I don't know how
we did it.
Thinking we have got to get every question right in this round.
I didn't help.
We did.
Shanique is so competitive.
Shanique was mega competitive.
She's like, we're going to win. We're going to win.
It's good that the team that was our closest rival was Callum's, because they were like standing up and shouting at each other, almost in character as Joel and Dee Dee. It was so fun.
Yeah.
And Julia Goulding's team next to us, they were going,
Julia's so funny.
We were all saying that, like, Callum was looking at his phone at one point for non-quiz related things. We were saying he's cheating.
He's looking it up.
And we said, do we get extra points if we say the surname with these characters?
Yeah. There was like, who are the current workers at the Rovers? So there's 6 characters. Yeah. Can you name all of them?
Yeah, the 6 current workers at the Rovers. Well, one of the other teams had put Carla, and when we got their sheets to mark, we're like, oh yeah, Carla, does she count? Should we have put her down? But yeah, she doesn't work at the Rovers, does she, Carla? She just supposedly owns it or something. But anyway, it was very, very tense, and then the scores were announced at the end, and it was a tie. So our team and Callum Lil's team were neck and neck in points. We both only dropped 1 point each.
They did so well. They did
really, really well. I don't know who else was on the team, but good job to you guys.
Yeah, well done.
And then it was tiebreaker time, and it started off. Sal was reading it. It was like, how many episodes? We're like, oh, it's going to.
And Shanique's like, I know the answer.
Shanique's, I know the answer, because we immediately thought it was how many episodes of Coronation Street had there been. Sal's like, look, be quiet. You got to let me finish.
You got to listen to
how many episodes had Ken Barlow been in?
Can you guess? Think about it yourself, like, as a listener now, what do you think the answer is?
I can't actually remember what the answer was in the end, but I was thinking it was like 5,000 or so. Shanique was saying that it's kind of 4,000 and a bit.
No, well, she was saying it's like, we were all saying there are like 11,000 episodes. There have been over 11,000 episodes. Yeah. So how many of those, if he was in episode 1, do you think that Ken Barlow, William Roach,
Well, I felt bad because I was looking at the top 100 appearances page just, for whatever reason a couple of weeks ago, so I saw it there, and I know that he's at number 1, Gail's there at number 2. I can't remember how else it goes after that. Sally and Diniver and Mike LaBelle are quite close up there as well. But I couldn't remember. I was like, we have got to get this.
Colson Smith, said he plays Craig. He was like, I know the answer, because he, Jack and Ben on their podcast.
Yeah, on the Sofa podcast.
They always playing stuff like this, and they do games with each other. And he's like, I reckon it's around 4,000.
Yeah, there was a lot of temptation to look at phone, but I didn't.
Because it's 11,000. He's been in it from the beginning. Okay, I trust you. And I was like, so what should we put in?
What did we put in the end?
4,225 is what Colson put.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, do you think that's it?
I was like,
at
this point I was like,
I think Callum Mill was going, they're cheating. And then Julia Goulding got recruited by Sally-Ann Matthews to like confiscate our paper.
The adjudicator, yeah.
So that we couldn't do anything
Impartial.
or cheat. And I was like holding my hands up going, I'm not looking at my phone. And so they took our answers over. And Callum Lill's team, they guessed 7,000.
They went 7,000 and something. We were 4,000. And I
think it was about
Shanique was like, it's no way is it 7,000. I think we've won. And I was there thinking, I think it's 5,000 and something. So maybe they're closer. Cut a long story short. We won! We won the quiz!
Where's the trophy?
Thank goodness we even got a trophy. So here it is for the YouTube viewers. We've got a little Oscar trophy here. It says Best Performance in Coronation Street Quiz 2024. I am gonna treasure this. This has been, we've got two, didn't we? Everybody on the team got one. We all deserve it. Shanique got one, Colson got one. This is going to go pride of place. Shanique was saying, I'm going to put this next to my Inside Soap Awards. I'm dead proud of this. And she was like, she was filming it. And I think she filmed the moment when it was announced that we won as well. I don't know whether that's going to appear on social media.
She filmed the whole thing of us like coming up with the answer.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was proven that we didn't cheat.
We thought before the tiebreaker, I think we got it in the bag. We must have won here because we dropped 1 point. So she was filming, ready for our victory to be announced, and what was actually announced was it's a tie. But yeah, then it just kept on filming. So it was close, but we won. There was a lot of smack talk.
It was just really good fun. I was so happy.
Brilliant event.
And it was fun being on our other teammate, on our team with the other guys who were like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, but they were lovely.
And trying to guess things. And every so often we would say the answer and they'd repeat it really loudly. And we were like, shh. And they'd be like, oh, I didn't mean, I meant Bossy the horse. Instead of Daryl the rat. That was one of the questions.
Yeah, Daryl the rat was an answer, wasn't it?
Colson knew the answer to that one.
Yes. There was one question that Colson was about Craig, and there was one question that was about Billy. Yeah, this was one that I wasn't sure about. It was who did a karaoke and sang Stand By Me, was it earlier this year?
Paul and
I was like, I remember that Billy and Paul did karaoke, but were there other people in that episode that did karaoke? Maybe they did Stand By Me. It was them in the end, thank goodness, because if we'd have got that one wrong, or the Rita one, it would have been over. We'd have been over. We'd have lost.
Well,
we were the winners.
Yay!
Stick that, everyone else and every other team.
No. Well, Shanique also, she was one of the answers in the eyes. There was the eyes.
Yeah. She's like, I think they're my eyes.
That's fine.
But I mean, if they do one of this again, I mean, we're the reigning champions now,
I'm
so
not
we
doing
need to.
one.
Do we retire now from official Coronation Street quizzes?
I was rubbish.
This was brilliant. No, don't.
It's like I'd never seen it before.
Don't say that. But it
Phil
was fun.
Mitchell.
So we ended up, after the quiz had gone, we stayed there for another 20-25 minutes or so.
We were probably lingering.
We were probably lingering a little bit too long, but we were there chatting to Sally-Ann Matthews for quite a long time, weren't we? And some of the other
in the Rovers set,
were there as well. And
where else would you want to
eventually there was
Matthews?
About 4 people there: me, you, Sal, Ali Sinclair, a couple of other press people, and
Callum and Shanique.
Yeah, and we kind of like, I think we need to go now. Yeah. But everybody was so welcome. Nobody was like saying, "Can you go, please?" Everyone was being so kind and generous with their time with us there. So yeah, we made our way out of the set. We were walking very proud with our trophies down through the back lot and out the front gate, and that was it for the day. We're done. We're back in the Airbnb now. We need to have our dinner, don't we? We're going to have a Chinese takeaway tonight, I think. But guys, I hope you really enjoyed listening to us or watching us, if you've been watching on YouTube, talk about this press day. It was brilliant. There is still a few more bits of content to come, which we can't share yet, but we will do when we're allowed. It was brilliant. Thank you so much to Ali, to the cast, to everybody who was involved in putting that together. We had a whale of a time, and
and it was really nice
comes again, we will be there, hopefully.
To see all the other influencers. We met Duncan Lindsay for the first time.
Duncan,
it's really
lovely
to say hello to him, say he's doing a great job, think you're great. Mm-hmm. And I was very happy. I'm very, very happy, and thank you, Ali, for inviting us.
Yeah, and of course to the lovely Kate Brooks as well.
Yes,
really looking forward to seeing your influence.
Seeing your episodes on screen, cannot wait. I am 100% like ride or die for Kate Brooks now. Doesn't take much.
Yeah,
she's won me
over.
Get
her to say hello to us, and then we'll be fanboying her for life. Right, everybody, we need to go now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. We are going to go and have our dinner. We will catch you later with some more content. See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.